So guys, I got a topic for you. Let me paint the foreground. So you guys are confident. You're not worried about a thing. You're achieving your goals and working to the best version of yourself. So that's what we're doing. But then let's say you get into a dispute with somebody and they start lashing out at you. Initially it's not going to bother you. But then they push your buttons. They say something that's going to bother you. From that moment, there's an instantaneous reaction where you are not your normal self. You're not your calm, cool, collected self. You're not your confident self. You react. And this reaction causing you to get tense. Palms are sweating. Your heart is beating. And you're not your normal self. And the only thing to do is to lash out, to start cussing, start getting angry. And then that person has the power. When you look back at the situation, or when someone talks about the situation, they're gonna remember what you did. And when you're lashing out, cussing, that's the last thing we remember. So it doesn't matter what that person did anymore, because your reaction was bigger than the situation. Why do we do that? Why do we let people provoke us? There's something that happened that might even go back to your childhood, something that happened to you when you was growing up. Whatever that situation you're in, it brings back the scenario from way back when, and your reaction is instantaneous. There's something under the subconscious that caused you to react like this. So what we need to do in this situation, before we allow someone to get us to that point where we're out of our element and we're acting like a child. So we got to separate ourselves. We have to create distance. So there's this tactic called distancing. So when you distance yourself from the situation, you're able to be calm, cool, collected, and you're able to act wise, act off the experiences you learned as an adult. But we got to get to that point. How do we do that? When someone's saying things to you, they're calling you stupid, they're cussing at you. Instead of hearing the words and listening to them and internalizing it and you get a reaction, count them. It takes you away from the situation. It takes you away from hearing it. You count in your head, you keep your poker face, be calm, cool, but count how many times the person calls you stupid. Count how many times the person starts cussing at you. And then after the person's finished, then respond. Because what is you cussing, getting all big and bad for, acting all tough, what is that going to accomplish? Yeah, you shut the person up. Yeah, you won in that situation, but really you didn't. The other person won because they took you out of your element. You ain't calm, cool, collected. You ain't confident. You don't have that bravado. You don't have anything anymore. Whatever that emotion you had, it was taken away when you started cussing and acting out of character. So the person walks away happy because they caused that. They caused you to act like that. So that's why they did it. They want to break you. And you showing that side, it breaks you. And it's going to keep happening until you stop giving that person the power. People know our buttons because we show them it. When you react like that, all you're doing is showing, boom, got them. We can't allow that at all. Another thing that we need to do is understand why this thing provokes us. Why? Go back a couple years. Something that might have happened last week, it might have happened a month ago, or it could have happened, a couple years ago. Something happened that caused you to get that reaction, that caused you to get tense, that caused you your body to shut down, and you just have this involuntary response. Another thing that we can do is we can vent to somebody. We can talk to a friend. Maybe you can get better advice from a friend, someone who's dealt with that situation. Obviously, what is going to affect them or what's going to provoke them is going to be different that provokes you. And maybe having someone on the outside looking in can give you the better advice, can help you overcome that, so you can understand, if I'm in that situation again, this is what I need to do. This is how I need to feel. This is how I need to think. This is how I be calm, cool, collected. Because it can be in the reverse. There's some times where a friend might come to you and you're looking at them like, why are you letting this get to you? Because you're not them. You don't know what provokes them. You don't know what they've been through for them to act like this. It's involuntary. And we got to cut that off. So we got to call upon our best self. When we're getting like this, we got to call on our best self and be like, why are you letting this affect you? Allow this person to show their true care. Allow this person to act like care. Allow this person to feel whatever they're feeling. Don't take on their emotions. Don't take on what they're feeling. Don't allow whatever they got going on to spill over to what you got, because they're going to take that away from you. There's some people in this world that, regardless of what you got going on, they want you to feel how they feel. They don't want you feeling good because they don't feel good. Why should you feel good and they don't? So they're going to try to push those buttons to get you the reaction. And once you show a little sign of that, once you waver, once that exterior is broken, regardless of what it is, even if it's just a slight, that's going to make them feel good. That's going to give them power. It's going to help them get through the day knowing that this bastard's weak too. He weak, but we have to get to that point ourselves. We can't allow someone else to get us to that point. So distance yourself, reflect on why you allow this to bother you, vent to somebody, seek advice and counsel from someone else. calling your best self. The last thing is do forward thinking. Look into the future, and like whether it's a month, 10 months, a year, 2 years from now, it is going to be affecting you a year, 2 years down the road. So if someone calls you stupid today, why should you act out a character if in 2 months you're not even going to be thinking about this? Keep that in mind. Think about that.